Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Twisted Tragedies, where we follow all the twists and turns wherever they lead. I am your host, Lise, and good morning. It's Monday. It's Monday, you know what that means. It's Monday, Monday, Monday. Right, hold on one second here. One of my headphones is not working right, and so I just have taking one out. Hey, Deidre, good morning. I know I didn't give everybody like a big heads up of when I was going live. Yes, right? New week. All right, let's call it a new week. Let's hope, fingers crossed, right? This week is better than last week. I hope. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that this week is better than last week was, right? I have a lot of crap to do this week, just like I had a lot of crap to do last week. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody is having a fan. So, Scorpio's not here yet, right? Damn it. So, hey, Christina. Okay, so Scorpio, I went downstairs to see what the package was, right? What package it was that I had gotten. Love surprises. This is my surprise that Scorpio got me and my little. I love them. They're pens, as I always need. I run out of them all the time because I run out of ink. These four have gems in them because I'm like a little kid and I'm like, oh my God, they're so cute. And these two don't, but they're gold and silver. And so, of course, my little was totally happy to have one of these, right? And you guys know I have my floofy pens. Like, she also got these floofy. I love my floofy pens, okay? My husband has put my cork board up, so I'm going to start putting the little Amazon note things on them. You know, it's only once in a while that I get, a package or a surprise like that. But I'm going to start I have already started collecting the little notes that you guys send with any one thing that gets sent. And Scorpio's is right here, and it says something fun for you and your girls. It's how much we love you bunches. Scorpio moon. And I love that I saved these because I'm now making like a collage sort of out of it. I love it. It's my way of sort of thanking you guys and keeping it right there close to me, right? I love them. Do you know, right? The boys won't steal them. Do you know they also came with extra ink? I love that. I don't know why every package of those does not come with this, okay? I love it. I love it so much. All right. Why is this? Please hold. I don't know why my computer is doing what it's doing right now, but it's not. I'm not happy camper about it. I don't know what it's doing. Hello, computer. What are we doing right now? Okay, here we go. Found it. All right. So, right, less waste is good for me. I'll take it. I will totally freaking take it. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, let's see. One second. This is going to be such a busy week. And then after that, my little's birthday is a week before mine. And my oldest birthday is 3 days after mine. Mine's Black Friday this year, but I have to start planning my little's birthday. And it's going to be a headache, right? So it's like Halloween. And then right after Halloween is, start to do her birthday. And hopefully, fingers crossed, stay for mine. Because I am determined to go out this year for my birthday and actually celebrate with friends and just have a good time, right? I am determined to do this thing. I'm going to do this thing. Well, I'm going to attempt to do this thing nonetheless. Because I really think, like, everyone needs that woosah. You know what I mean? Like, I have a friend whose birthday is the day before mine. Mine was on Thanksgiving last year. Hers is on Thanksgiving this year. Sucked, right? Because your birthday being on Thanksgiving, you're not really celebrating, right? All right, I just need to set my email here so that I don't miss anything here. All right, put it right here like this. Oop, perfect. Perfect. All right. Oh, no, 28th. Mine's the 28th. It's your birthday today? Well, happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day, right? Everybody deserves to be celebrated on their birthday. Happy birthday, Scottish, my friend. You know, that's it's the one day a year we get to be like, you know what? Everybody leave me alone. Today's about me. the one time a year that we get to be like, you know what? It's my day of birth. Either leave me alone or celebrate me, but one or the other, goddammit. Every other day of the year, we're all taking care of everyone else, right? We're doing things for everyone else every other day of the year. And, you know, I'm on the bottom of my own list of people to take care of, which I'm sure as a mom, most of you are the same, right? Like, you know, the kids need clothes, the kids get clothes. I don't even remember the last time I bought myself a pair of sneakers, probably years ago. Many years ago was the last time I bought myself a pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? Right? Post if I want to. Post if I want to. I mean, that's just stupid. You know? That's the other thing that pisses me off. You make a very good point, Jim. You know? I love your song, Deidre. You're the best. That's okay. You're allowed to have a lazy day because you worked last night and because you work hard and it's your birthday. So you're totally allowed to do that, my friend. I get it, Jim. Believe me, I get it. I mean, so here's a little bit of tea from this morning. Before I go off on too much of a tangent, I need to really start of getting in the habit of doing this right in the beginning, because it's what I should be doing. I just, you know, hey, Benny, I forget, bottom line. So, you know, so many things happen that I start to get off track, and then you guys are so great that oftentimes I will get incoming information immediately. And there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors that not necessarily you guys know about, but that I know about. And like, you know, there's like different, it's like a grandfather clock, right? There's different things turning inside of it, little wheels. One wheel makes the other wheel turn. And there are things going on and progressing that not everyone knows about. And not that I can, you know, can't divulge certain things. But I can assure you that shortly, and take what you mean by shortly, things are going to start happening. And I think the accountability is going to have to come, right? I think the lies are going to start coming out, to say it lightly. I think more people are going to get thrown under the bus and run over by that bus, figuratively, obviously. Because, you know, the sewer turtle can't help it but to run people over in the bus, but then back up and run them back over on the bus, to try to save his own behind and get out the emergency exit. The problem for him is the emergency exit's locked now, bud. And you're going to have to go out the regular door like everyone else at this point. So your addiction is sneakers? I wish. I wish. All right. I feel like I'm never. Oh, by the way, for all of you, I think it was Jane, Scorpio. For those of you who asked for a blanket, you got a blanket. It was a nightmare to make, by the way. But because I love you and because you guys asked, I made it. I made the goddamn blanket that y'all asked me to make. And it is now in the shop. Okay, so before we dive into the next batch of shady bullshit from these people, let me remind all of you wonderful people that the channel doesn't run on sponsors. It runs on all of you, right? Mainstream media won't touch half this shit and never would. Big platforms sure the fuck aren't funding independent voices like mine or anybody else's that call out people like Sewer Turtle, and also at the same time try to support victims of his victims of crime, you know, deal in things like mental health and addiction, and that these are things they don't want to talk about, right? It's hot button topics that they don't want to talk about because it doesn't get them the clicks and views that they want. It's not clickbaity enough for them, right? But here at Twisted Tragedies, we drop truth bombs, not clickbait. Every donation, every share, every like, it's what keeps the mic hot, right? The truth flowing, the juices going. So if you're tired of the hypocrites, right? The fucking fake outrage, the sniveling, the lying, the sort of piggybacking to get a pat on the head from a sewer turtle, the I have receipts crowd who never actually has receipts. You guys help fuel the investigation, all of that here, right? To drop a truth bomb donation. Every dollar is a truth bomb, and it tells the algorithm and the lunatics out there that independent media isn't backing down. We're not going anywhere. And we cannot be bullied, harassed, intimidated, mocked into silence or into going the frig away. We're not going to do that. Because here's the truth. The people trying to silence us, they have people backing them. They have sponsors, even if they're quiet sponsors, and they have a lot of donors, right? PR machines and even lawyers. All I've got is you guys, the Truth Squad. So let's make it loud, let's make it real, and let's keep this platform exactly what the fuck they're afraid of. Fearless, independent, and dare I say untwisted. There's a billion different ways that you can support the channel by doing that. We have them here on the screen. We have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. Chime is not on there, but it's the same as the Cash App and the Venmo and the Revolut. And then we have a link in the chat and in the description. You can use credit or debit there. It works for multiple countries, just like Revolut or PayPal. You click on it, you enter any amount you want. You can remain anonymous on any of those. But without you guys, right? Without you guys, I can't keep the channel running. And, you know, because we're such a small channel, as you can see, we're not as large as some of the others. We don't have, 18,000, 30,000, or 40,000 subscribers because we didn't just jump on a train that other people jumped on. We just said what we thought was right and true, and we did the research to back it up. And so because we didn't do that, we did not gain a bunch of lunatic followers that just believe whatever we say, even without any real critical thinking skills. And so we started from the bottom up, brick by brick, right? So I'm this big compared to the pond that we're in. And actually, I think we're like 5 subscribers away from 2,800, I think, right now. Different tiers of membership. So there's either 3 or 4. I can't recall. I made them forever ago. The smallest one for memberships is $3.99, I believe. Correct me if it's either $2.99 or $3.99. And I think the top one is like either 20 or 25. And then there's like a middle ground there. You can get memberships. You can gift memberships to other people. You can buy a super chat or a super sticker. There's a million different ways to support the channel. We do have an Amazon wish list that we had to pull down because people were fucking with it like the lunatics they are, and now they're gonna have their Amazon accounts suspended. And so until that happens and Amazon can fully do that, we had to private our wish list. So if that is the way that you like to support the channel, you just let me know and I will happily send you the link, or Jessie, she will send you the link, or Scorpio, and I have to actually send them the updated private link. I just keep forgetting. Jessie's gonna have to remind me. My amazing, awesome, beautiful, kind secretary who reminds me of everything that I forget is going to have to remind me to send her the link to the wish list. Twisted Tragedies 3 at Gmail. You spelled it wrong, Lovey. There's a G where there should be a D. But yes, that's what Jessie has it right, except there's a D. It's DIES at the end. But yes, Twisted Tragedies 3. Hey, T. But those are the articles that never get written, or the people's stories that never get told, right? I tell them because even if they're not worth money, right, they're stories that no one else is telling. People's truths, what people are dealing with that no one else will say because they're too afraid to be harassed into oblivion. I'm used to it at this point. Not that it's an okay thing to do, but I'm freaking used to it at this point. So I choose to tell these stories and say this stuff, right? So, okay, let me see here. Okay, I see all these multiple comments. Let me see. And they are the best pens, right? I am like, of course, Scorpio knows this pink one is my favorite because it's pink, right? We all know that the pink one is mine. And this is fun. You twist the top, boop, and the pen comes out. How fun. I love it. I freaking love it. And I get to put it in my new little like pen holder. You know, I have this pink, you know, holder of the pens that I now have on my desk. I don't have desk stuff, right? I still need one of those. I have it on my wish list, but one of those things that, you know, for the keyboard that goes in front of the keyboard for your wrists. I have one on my mouse pad, but not for the keyboard. And that starts to hurt after a while. And I have arthritic hands, and so I definitely need to get one of those for sure. My arm has been killing me for 2 days. I don't know what it is, but from here to like here inside, and I know I have arthritis, but this feels different. It's like burning. Not like nerve burning, but burning. I don't know what it is, but it hurts. It hurts, that's for sure. Clueless. Oh my God, I love that movie. Who doesn't love that movie? Okay. Yes, and it's Scottish Lass's birthday. So for all you who just came in, we say happy birthday again. Because now there's many more of you, but happy birthday to Scottish Lass. Right? It's definitely not inspirational, that's for sure. Okay, so girl, listen, I wish I could give you like an exact date for certain things, but I cannot. I cannot divulge. All I can say is soon, right? Some shit happening soon. Some shit happening. That's all I can say. Those were in like a. I remember me and you talking about these. They used to be in the vending machines. They're like little figurines. You know, everybody has that thing that they like collect, or actually I am a nerd, so Lego minifigures. And no, I don't mean like Lego sets, like the singular Lego minifigures. They have like a season a month or whatever, and sometimes they'll have like Disney themed or Nickelodeon themed or whatever, or just regular theme, like different themes. And I collect those. So I always like cross my fingers and hope that for Christmas my husband buys a couple of them, stuffs them in my stocking, although it never happens because he can never find them. So I end up with the empty stocking and he forgets to do anything with. It's the one thing I ask him to do every year. Like, can you please fill my stocking so I'm not filling my own stocking? And it's like the one thing he always forgets. Do you not like opening your stocking every year? Everybody loves opening their stocking. It's the first thing the kids do. It's the first thing he does. Like, how do you not remember? I mean, to be fair, and for all my men out there, plug your ears, all right? He's a man. What did I expect? Sean would be correct, Melissa. Sean would be correct if he said that. 100%. He would absolutely be correct. All right, let's see here. Well, there's just so much going on, you know? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't think it's my phone, because my phone's usually down, you know, sitting somewhere, and I have like a holder. It might be from just being at the desk, you know? I don't know, but it's been hurting me. I don't know, the last couple of days. It's, you know, two things I asked for: hoodies and candles. Well, I mean, right? Apparently I'm not the only one, right? Moms, I feel like moms are the ones that always end up with. I mean, who wants to put stuff in their own stocking? Nobody wants to do that, right? You see, I mean, I feel like I have to give a list too at the same time, but it's like I don't even know what to put on that list. You know, like what do I put on that list exactly? I mean, it's not like I can put things that like I would actually need, which would be like very high ticket items like a vehicle. We need a vehicle. I would love that, but we don't have that. But well, you know what? They used to do this thing where people, and I thought about trying to do it with you guys. They used to have this thing for people who wanted to exchange stocking. So you would go out and buy, well, we would randomize it for like names or whatever, and each person would give a list of like things that they would like in their stocking, places they like to shop, places they like to go, because some people like to do like a gift card and whatever. And you would exchange, like you would get a name, right? And people would buy each other and ship each other stocking before Christmas that they would open on Christmas. And I've thought about doing it, but at the same time, that depends on people who can afford it, people who can't afford to do it. And so it's very intricate. But I've thought about it. Believe me, I thought about it last year, and I didn't end up, doing it. We are having like a pajama party Christmas Eve thing, so I got to make a flyer for that. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to get the charger for my phone real quick. YouTube made some updates, so everybody's name's coming up like that, so it's confusing me on who is who. I know who some of you are, obviously, but YouTube did that. They changed the names. Okay, hold on. I got to put my volume on vibrate here anyway. Otherwise, my phone will just go off every 10 seconds. And that would be annoying. And my phone updated last night. Great. Did anybody else get an update? This is fun. This is great. Not what I wanted to deal with. I don't like updates. They change things on my front of my screen, and I'm not a fan of it. Let's see. Can I do vibrate? Is this vibrate or is this off? There we go. Vibrate. Perfect. Okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Sometimes what you call stalking at Christmas is what we call giving a gift. I mean, it is giving a gift, I guess. It's still a gift, but stockings are like the first thing you, at least here, the first thing that you would open before, before any other gifts that you had under the tree, if you had them under the tree. It's like the start off. Like maybe you throw a gift card in there. Maybe you put some bath bombs if you're a woman, or eyelashes if you're a girl, from people who smoke weed. Maybe you put a new grinder in there, or a new, they have the smell-proof bags. I got my husband one of those last year, or a jar, or a new rolling tray, or, there's all sorts of crap you can put in a stocking, Yes, hang the stocking on the mantle. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I know. The names have me all fucked up, too. All fucked up. Yep, you could put dollar bills and Benjamins in them bitches. Dollar bills, y'all. You absolutely could do that, to be fair. It's definitely something you could do. All right, so I did, just for those of you who asked me yesterday. Yeah, it's there. I don't even know how to change it. I've tried. Somebody else did. Was it you, Wallflower? Someone knew how to change it, or maybe it was Carol. Someone knew how to change it back. I have no idea how to change it back. This is something that YouTube has done. This is the second time. Bongs, you can do that too. Pipes. This is the second time YouTube has done it in a year where they've changed the name and now it just says at and then whatever. I don't know why. No idea why. And last time they did it, some people's streams were the regular name, some people's streams you were the at. So I have no idea how to change it back. Some people do. If anybody knows how to change it back, you could maybe tell each other in chat how to do it, because I have no clue why they did that again for the second time. The first time they did it, it was like a couple days or maybe a week and they changed it back. You know what I mean? I don't blame you, Melissa. I don't blame you. Don't blame you, my friend. It's weird, right? It's weird. I don't know why they do it. It's very strange. But those of you asked me yesterday to make a blanket for the shop. That's what you asked for. And so then it took me hours, and I mean hours. I had to resize the image, and I'm telling you, do a whole rigmarole, but I have successfully made the Twisted Tragedies blanket. It's a Sherpa blanket. There's 3 sizes, 37 by 57, 50 by 60, and then 60 by 80. It has successfully been made. So there you go. Also, we have like if you weren't here yesterday, we went over all the new things I put in there. We have the pet bowl, the dog bowl, which I find adorable because obviously on one side it definitely says Twisted Tragedies, but then on the opposite side of our logo on the bowl, it says Truth Hound. And I love that. It's our little, our little fur babies for this channel. They are our little Truth Hounds. I love them. And then we also made the Justice Paws pet bandana collar. It's our logo, obviously, and it just says Justice Paws on it. And then we made the mouse pad that says objection, speculative, and stupid. And on the bottom it says Twisted Tragedies podcast. We made the beanie just with our other logo on it. The name with the handcuffs, which is the original logo of the channel. And then we made 4 different kinds of ornaments. We have our logo, right? And it comes in oval, round, and a Christmas tree. On the front, it is our logo. And on the back, it says Twisted Tragedies Podcast, Merry Twisted Miss. And then we had to do the bell separately. But the bell says Twisted Tragedies Podcast on one side, and then it's the logo on the other. And then we made 2 other ones that says I survived the Turtleboy cult on one side, and then on the other side it says Twisted Tragedies Truth Squad. And then we made one that said I survived a Turtleboy tantrum. Subscribing is free, my dear. Subscribing to the channel is free. It's getting a membership that costs money, but just hitting subscribe is free. I survived a Turtleboy tantrum. So that's on one side, and then Twisted Tragedies Truth Squad is on the other. It is on the other. And then we just have our logo sweatshirts with and without hoods. Our Sippin' on Turtle Tears cups. Sold a couple of those. We have the t-shirt. We have the Justice for the Silenced hoodies, which I got myself one of those and one of my logos. And of course, they come in a multitude of colors: green, gray, orange, 3 different kinds of pinks, a light blue, a dark blue, and a sand color. All the way up to 5XL, I believe. And on the back, it just says Twisted Tragedies Podcast. Again, in all the colors. In all the colors. I put it on I changed it a little. So last night I changed it a little. It does say Twisted Tragedies on the arm now, like this. So now on the arm, boop, I was like, you know what? I like this. Put it on the arm. Why not? Screw it. It'll look very cool. Mine won't have that because I just changed it last night, but maybe when I buy a new one. All right. Yeah, make sure you change your notifications to all. So yeah, I just want, there's wrapping paper too. Some countries will be able to buy the wrapping paper and others won't. Again, it comes in 3 colors. You can now buy wrapping paper with your Twisted Tragedies logo on it. So there's all that stuff. But the blanket, I'm not going to lie, I'm eventually going to have to get one for myself because it's a Sherpa, and look how comfy this thing looks. I'm just saying. It looks beautiful on a little couch, a little 2-seater couch. The small one, and then it gets bigger, obviously, because there's 3 different sizes. But it looks like a very comfy blankie, and I love that it just has my logo all over it. It's huge. So you asked for a blanket, you guys got a blanket, okay? You ask, you shall receive. Because I asked you guys yesterday what were things that you wanted to see in the shop. I've been working really hard on designing them and putting them in there. And, each time I do it, it takes a while to design and then put the stuff in there. So I like you guys' input on, what should go in there and what little sayings that we have, or, logos or pictures, or what should we put in there. And so you guys asked for a blanket. There is now a blanket. I hate the updates. I'm not the only one. Me too, my friend. My stocking went up to my father's long sock. I think everybody did that way back in the day. Grandparents started it with that, you know? Grandparents, I feel like, started that whole thing when we were little. It could be doing it because of the impersonators, T. You might be right. Each name unique, yeah, because of all the fakes and all the people stealing each other's names. That's probably another reason. I had the 420 to mine to be funny, and it's not used, so I have it on both. I love it. Adding the number at the end of your handle makes it unique. Put a dot and pick a number. That's smart. That's very smart. Oh, I love that. Sewing Christmas stockings? I love that. See, I need like a pink one. You know, you guys know me, with bling on it. You know, that's what I need. Yes, a membership is what costs money. The subscribing is free. And if you're typing in chat, then you must be subscribed to the channel because it's on subscribers only mode right now. It sort of stops a lot of the trolls. They don't want to subscribe, so and you have to wait a few minutes before you can comment. So once in a while they'll do it anyway, comment and then unsubscribe, which is fine. But that's why I put it on subscribers only mode. It's less trolls and less of a headache. Hey Donna, hello my friend. Yeah, more, right? Like, why not? I love it. I can help you make a logo. It depends, I mean, on how you're looking, like what you're. Hey, listen, I love information. You know me, I'm a nerd. I love information. The link for the store, I'll put it in the chat. It should also be on my YouTube page. It should, like the front of my YouTube page, it should be on the tab that says shopping. There's two. There's one that's a store. It's an old one that I gotta undo that. But the new store is, I think it says my store, but you should be able to tell by the items that are in it, right? On the front, it'll look like this. You should see my giant logo that says browse our latest products, shop all, and then featured products and you just hit view all, and there's 2 pages right now of stuff. And there'll be more as I go. But it takes a long while to do one thing. So I'm, doing it little by little here. But that should be the link right there in chat now to go to the store. So you guys asked for the blanket. Blanket's in there. You guys let me know what other things you want to see. I will happily, mock something up and throw it in there. I have a couple other things I'm thinking of making, funny little sayings and things like that, especially since we're getting closer to Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that fun stuff. I definitely like you guys' input when it comes to making new and more merch. All right, so the fuckery. Let's get to the fuckery, shall we? The absolute fuckery. Hold on, let me pull this up. Newest thing this morning, right, is the sewer turtle has decided, well, I should say, yeah, it says shop somewhere. Okay, so let's pull this down here. Boop. Let's put this up. Let me share my screen with y'all. Okay. So LTL has decided to fight back. About damn time. I called him out a while ago for staying in this cesspool of nonsense and sort of covering for Aiden by saying nothing. He should have said something a very long time ago. And he's still not saying some of the stuff I know to be true. And I'm guessing because he doesn't want to piss off Aiden enough to have him attack him. But nonetheless, Aiden throws digs at people, attacks people for really no reason other than he knows you know some stuff and he doesn't want it out there. So, I'll fix my chair here. I'm not on hardwood floor. I'm on carpet, so it's hard. All right, so this morning I see this, right? LTL says, hey, Dr. Turtleboy, the fuck, I've never supported you. So I guess at some point, the sewer turtle must have said, you don't support me, LTL, which is, again, anybody who knows, everybody would know that's a lie, right? All of these people supported each other. I don't know if we talked about him, Jim, last night, because I don't want to sue a turtle. And I didn't get any clips. Usually people who think something's really important will clip something or send it to me and say, this is what he said last night. I didn't get any of those for last night, so fucked if I know, honestly. I refuse to give him a view by watching anything that he does myself. So most people know that, and if they think something's important, they just send it to me. See, that's a problem, right? Wallflower said, side note, I heard Lady Zelda say that she didn't want to say something because she didn't want to be on the receiving end of Aiden's rants. That's the problem, though. This is how we got to this point, right? This is how we got to this point, is so many people just hiding and being like, I'm not going to say anything because he's just going to attack me next. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Cool, so we're going to just let him abuse people, and we're all going to say nothing and allow it to continue. That's how we got to this point 10 years later of him making victim after victim after victim after victim of his nonsensical bullshit. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just remain quiet. It's a great idea. Not. I also got some good tea for you guys in a little bit. I'm going to give that to you a little later because we're only 38 minutes in, but you guys are going to like this. So hold for that tea. But nonetheless, let me read this. So this is what LTL says. And I say, and again, I am not a fan of anything he did when it came to the Karen Reed case, right? Because I'm not somebody who thinks that she's innocent, right? We know this. This is not a secret to any of you. That's my stance on it. Once again, we can agree to disagree. We can do that here because we're normal people. Imagine that. The only channel that allows opposing sides to not, I don't know, be awful human beings to each other. Nonetheless, okay, I don't agree with some of the stuff he did when it came to the Karen Reed case, but I don't think the guy is a terrible human being and whatever. I think he fell in line with Aiden for quite some time. And I think Aiden ran the same crap on him that he did everyone else, which is you're just a grifter and a liar and a this and a that and a scammer and a blah, 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 and get a job. It's the same shit he says to everyone, but fails to look in the mirror himself, right? All right, so now that we got that part out of the way, let me read what Brian wrote. So Brian wrote, and Brian is LTL, in case you didn't know that, said, hey, Dr. Turtleboy, the fuck I've never supported you. For nearly 2 years, I hosted multiple fundraising streams for your defense fund and contributed personally for your freedom greatly out of my own pocket. I also stood outside supporting you during your court dates, and he did. Sat in court, bought your merch, and every Turtleboy event I ever attended. I always purchased my ticket. How quickly you and everyone else that shit all over me in the past few months has forgotten that. Anything I did to support you was never done with any thought or intention to put a price on friendship, protection from haters, or support from you in return. I did it because I believed in what you were doing for Karen Reed and that the system is unjustly prosecuting you. Let me make one correction there, Brian. They're not unjustly prosecuting him, and there was no fucking setup. It's a liar. He lied to all of you. There's no setup. He's not unjustly prosecuted. Nobody's doing it just to shut him up. He harassed witnesses. You can think all you want that they should be, the excuse I always hear is, well, they should be investigated. They should be perps, basically, right? They're not, but they're not. The bottom line is you can say they should be all you fucking want. A, no, they shouldn't. And B, they're not. The federal government investigated and found nothing, right? And so did 2 other agencies. So the bottom line is they're not perpetrators. They're not accused of any crime. They are witnesses in a case. You cannot go around harassing witnesses, showing up on their doorstep, going past their house with bullhorns, and making their life a living hell simply because they're witnesses in a case. That is the definition of witness intimidation. You don't have to like the law, okay? But it is the law. I don't like the law on certain things, but it still is. I still have to follow it, right? And if it was anyone else's family member, they would not think that this is okay. So let's just correct that quickly, for you, LTL. He's not being unjustly prosecuted. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, there are plenty of other crimes they could have and should have charged him with that they did not charge him with at this point, okay? So let's just make that abundantly clear. Nonetheless, he goes on and says, okay, I've always treated you with respect, never spoken negatively about you. I have to shut this light off. This light is giving me, it's too bright. And I don't like that warmness of that. No, we're going to shut this one off. So it's going to get a little dark here. I have the other one on over here, but it's a little dreary out today. But if I open the window, it's going to be too, yeah, no. Okay, we're going to leave it like that for a minute. It's going to be a little dark, but the light is like beaming me in the eyeball. He said, I've treated you with respect, never spoken negatively about you, and have repeatedly said that you've been an inspiration to many. I would argue it's bullshit, but okay, cool. Even after your unprovoked attacks towards me that began months ago that still continue, I've remained silent until now. But why? Why remain silent? Like, I tried that too, right? I was like, I'm not going to reply to an adult fucking temper tantrum. Because essentially that's what Aiden does. He has an adult temper tantrum, right? And I was like, I don't need to respond to an adult temper tantrum of bullshit. But at some point, you have to start to realize that it's hurting other people. And he'll continue hurting more and more and more and more people until someone speaks up. And so people are actually starting to speak up now, which I think is great. And again, I don't mean the victims themselves, right? I mean other people who are watching this shit go on and saying nothing. LTL watched a lot of shit go on and said nothing. And for that, I think he's wrong, okay? But the rest of this, he's right about, right? Unprovoked attacks against him for the last couple months because some of his buddies, some of the Sewer Turtles buddies didn't like LTL. And so, it's a whole rigmarole. And let me just point out very quickly that LTL started covering the case after me, before Tom, but on his own, but after me, Aiden, and Young Jerks. So that LTL sort of came in before the Glarer, right? Right around that time, closer to the beginning, but not quite the beginning. So he was one of the first 7 or so people. So he said, I don't hate you or wish ill will. In fact, I wish I could continue to support you, but how can I? Now, that's a weird statement to make. Why would you wish that you could continue to support someone who just keeps bashing you and throwing unprovoked attacks at you for the past however many months? That's kind of stupid, don't you think? I mean, this is the pandering part. This is the part where people are like, I don't wish you any ill will, and I don't want to fight with you, brah, but what's your problem, basically? Stop it. Stop pandering to the man. That's what he feeds on. What is wrong with you people? That's what he fucking feeds on. Stop pandering to the sewer turtle, all right? Stop it. Stop. He's attacking you unprovoked for a fucking reason. He's bored, out of content, and he's petty as fuck, okay? There's something clearly he's jealous about that you have or you had that he doesn't, and he's upset about it, okay? That's the bottom line here. Or the things that you know that I know that you know are things he doesn't want out there, therefore he needs to threaten you into shutting the hell up, okay? That's probably part of it as well. So he goes on to say, it's been deeply disappointing to sit back, see how someone I supported in so many ways ultimately chose to treat me in return. I just ask, please take a step back and look at what you've done to some of your biggest supporters that supported you. You can't use them as a punchline. It doesn't work that way. I'm just being real with you, brother. Perhaps one day this message will click and you'll get it. Or maybe you won't. Who knows? Godspeed. And then he put in parentheses, I know, I'm just a whiny baby. The quote emotions and I should shut the fuck up. I get it. So then he has these screenshots of him basically raising money for Aiden and then all these receipts in the, I saw this earlier, right? A bunch of receipts for like $100, $150, $75, $125. There's a bunch of them that, LTL donated to, Turtleboy gave Sengo Defense Fund crap, right? Just Machado ripped right into him, I think, on our first show, and people have been... No, it was before that. So it's been happening. And that's the thing, right? I have met him, and he's very, quiet, cool, calm, collected. Like, he's not some creep. He's not some really bad asshole. Like, he's not any of those things as the times that I have met the guy. Again, I don't agree with him when it comes to the Karen Reed case, but other than that, I've never seen the guy be a douche nozzle for no reason, right? So, okay. He's always been respectful and kind and not creepy or anything. That I can say because I've met the guy. So here's the thing, right? He puts the receipts out. He was being attacked before that, before Jess Machado did her, her little thing on her show about him and her issue that she had which was so stupid, with him, they were already, so this is what people don't understand, right? And then when someone like LTL does this and puts a thing out there, people are like, see, you started it today. This is like, you're starting. No. See, what you don't realize about the sewer turtle is this shit starts months ahead of time. It starts with little digs, right, that he might take at you that other people might not pick up on, but he knows that you will, right? So it starts with public digs like that. Then he sends some of his minions out to make more like public digs, okay? And then eventually it gets to the point where he, publicly says shit about you again that you'll know way more blatant and some people will know, but not everyone will know. So when someone finally fights back, people are like, oh, you're starting it right now. No. It started months ago and people remain silent and say nothing and hope that he just comes to his senses and goes the fuck away and stops being a jackass. And of course, Aiden can't stop being a jackass. So what happens is months and months go by with people having all these digs thrown at them and other people coming at them sideways and other people aren't paying attention to it because they're like, well, we didn't see any of that. Well, it was designed that way so that when someone finally snaps and says something that they can, he can try to be the victim. Well, that's exactly why I said, I'm not a fan of what he did when it came to the free Karen Reed case, Chrissy. Like that's, you know what I mean? That's the bottom line. There's a reason why he has all the subscribers he has, and partly because of the Karen Reed case. Had I continued to go down the path of Karen is innocent, then I would have 30,000 subscribers as well at this point. I didn't do that. I went towards what the evidence showed. So Wallflower said I gave LTL a substantial donation last year when he wanted to do the billboard. He kept it private for me and then sent me a beautiful flower arrangement for Christmas. I love that. See, that's the way to say thank you. And maybe some people can, may not be able to afford that, but I feel like even send a card, send a thank you card. It's people appreciate just the basic kindness of a thank you written down, like it's just, you should, right? Anytime I get any donation I get, I say thank you, whether it's $1 or $100. And I've gotten $500 one singular time. But of course, I immediately reached out to that person, even though I publicly thanked them. I've gotten it twice, actually. I got one right after the one from Tracy and one right after the trial. So that's twice ever. And the second person, I was so frustrated because I don't know who they were. I knew that they had a name on YouTube, but there's no way to contact them, right? And I got so frustrated because I'm like, God damn it, there's no way for me to say, like Tracy, I could because I know how to contact her, right? But the other person, I could just say thank you here, and that didn't feel like enough for me, like that's the kind of person I am, where it just doesn't feel like enough to just say thank you, When it comes to PayPal, you can do that exactly because I get their email, which is actually how I ended up sending the thank you to Tracy. The first time she donated to my channel was finding her email through my PayPal when she made a larger one and emailed her. So, but that's the thing. It was on here. It was on YouTube. So they don't give us, emails or anything like that. It's just the person's YouTube name. So there's no other way to sort of reach out to them. But that's, I'm sure you weren't expecting it, but that's what makes it exciting, right? And kind is the surprise, is the surprise of like, hey, thank you, that's what makes it all the better. What is the Glare going to do after a little? Nothing. He's going to find another case to grift off of and act a fool on. And he's going to jump in someone else's back pocket until, he gains more subscribers, and he's doing the same thing over and over again. Apparently he has a pattern of sort of doing that and then admitting later on he was like wrong, but oh, well, who cares, and just moving on, It is what it is. So this was 4 hours ago where LTL calls out Aiden. 4 hours. All right. Now there's only 20 comments on this, and it wouldn't let me comment. It says accounts that he mentioned can reply. So it's really just him right here, and then a couple of these people, I'm guessing before he changed it. This person, I'm guessing, is an Aiden account. All right. Maureen Burley with 3 followers and 16 following. Supported, then turned, shame on you. How's your new studio? I have no doubt in my mind that this is an Aiden stock account. Okay. Let's be real. And then LTL said, clearly you haven't read anything in the above message, which is obviously clear. And this person says, clearly you cannot see past your own words. This is a spiteful person that clearly is an Aiden's account. And then, oh my God, I was on the nod after. I don't even know what that means. And then this person, Kiki, said, I remember him saying what a good friend you were to him and how you had supported him, especially when he was in jail. Didn't you get him a plaque of 100,000 subscribers because he wasn't eligible from YouTube? And he wasn't, because he was like restricted monetarily. And so if you have monetization off, you can't get your 100,000 subscriber plaque, right? So LTL got him one instead, because he wasn't eligible to get one from YouTube. And then she says, I think Jess got in his ear, and very shortly after he was attacking you. Well, that's just sad. You know? Sad. So this person also said, I couldn't believe the contradiction and questioned him about it. I thought Brian was your friend. Didn't he support you? He responded, this is what this person said. He responded by wishing that I died in a fire and saying he hated me. Because that's a normal response just to asking a normal question and all, you know. She said, someone who behaves this way has serious mental health issues. He needs professional help. I concur, Kiki the Kookaburra. I confer. Concur, sorry. My brain is like, meep. He gave it to him outside the courthouse. I remember LTL went live doing, oh yeah, see? But this lady's right? I concur with her. I couldn't believe the contradiction and questioned him about it. I thought Brian was your friend, she asked. Didn't he support you? She asked Aiden this, right? I'm guessing, live. He responded by wishing that I died in a fire and saying he hated me. Someone who behaves this way has serious mental health issues. He needs professional help. And she's 100% right. And this lady, Kathy, says, he's an ungrateful prick, not worthy of your friendship. You've contributed so much to his and Karen's freedom, and we all know it. The toothless fool from Tennessee can pay his legal fees from here on in. You keep being a wonderful, giving person you are. This person, Sarah, said, good for you. TV's ego is getting in his way, and some humble pie is on the menu. It's just sad, right? There's only 20 comments on that. But, right, if we go back, now there's something new that I did 2 hours ago. Okay, it says, in swoops the red Knightus. Since I can't respond because I've been blocked, let me just say, TV doesn't need you writing his turtle, Jess. Oh, God, it's Jess. A parody account is basically somebody making a fake account of someone else to make fun of them. That's what a parody account is. So basically stay away from parody accounts because they're just made to make fun of people. That's what they're for. They're essentially, it's an imitation of someone to make fun of them or insult them. It's gross, really, is what it is. So I'd stay away from any sort of accounts like that for sure. He was trashing Mike too. Interesting. Mike from Young Jerks, Mike? That's interesting. See, I don't watch him. So you guys are filling me in on what the hell happened, right? All right, so the rest says, apparently I'm guessing this is just Machado because, again, I did not see this until I'm here with you. I'm seeing it live like you guys, all right? So it says, since I can't respond because I've been blocked, let me just say TV doesn't need you writing his turtle, Jess. He's more than capable of handling his own conversations. And yeah, I took the tweet down because I'm done wasting time engaging with trash. Should we talk about how you also used me during trial 2 to reach out to certain cough family members just so you could score yourself a courtroom seat because you couldn't get in? Oh, man. Or maybe how before the Nathan Reed interview, you texted me saying that me asking you to do the interview with me showed my true character right after you said you could have done it all by yourself. And by the way, all that money you'll have to yap about, claiming I made so much from having you on during trial 2, was actually a complete financial loss for me versus what our contract was. I've got all the data and receipts to prove it. Furthermore, why do all roads lead back to you in the chaos and conversations that's been unleashed mainly by you in the past few months? Attacking a lot of good people that did good things for you. Karen Reed and TV, your hands are so deep in it. You're pulling this babe of the woods routine. I'm getting out ahead of it. Act on your shows and spaces is not fooling anyone. You've turned on many people that have supported you, and you'll turn on others when they don't benefit you anymore. That's your game. For 4 months, I've lived rent-free in your head, and you thirst for any chance to talk about me. Keep talking, Cupcake. And so I'm guessing this is her talking shit. Okay. He does. I 100% agree with you here, Matt. You know, I 100% agree. Yeah, shots fired is right. Jesse Capo, I love you. I love it. I love it. So this is what Machado says, and this is what Brian's referring back to. Brian was in exile after I pulled back the curtain on who he really was. And after a few months of hiding, he joined forces with some bad actors who literally have no business being involved in anything Karen Reed Turtleboy. I mean, I'm sorry, but who the fuck is she to say who should be involved in what? I mean, again, that's this, like, sense of self, this inflated sense of self that you get to decide who does what, when, where, and what they should be involved in. I mean, what? Like, what? Yeah, he paid her, which is so, and I have never, ever had someone be like, can you pay me to be on your show? No, I'm not going to pay you to be on my show. No, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's ridiculous. Of course, not. No, that's crazy. For anybody that doesn't have 1 million subscribers, you shouldn't be paying anybody to be on your show. That's bonkers to me. Absolutely bonkers. I'm not going to pay somebody. I can't even pay myself. Okay. I'm already 58 minutes in and I've made $0 today yet. Okay. Like, this is like that inflated sense of self that people should pay her to be on a YouTube channel to begin with as a guest is insane to me. You're getting free. Like, people are watching you on someone else's channel. That's your payment. Your payment is the free people knowing who you are. Like, what? Like, what the, what? Okay. Empowered by their joint hate for me, Brian put up a series of tweets accusing me of profiting off the death of Charlie Kirk, which he kept up on his page until my husband found out about it. Do you really think he took it down because your husband found out about it? Let's be honest here. You know? Thank you, Donna. Exactly. They do act like they're famous. Like, no, most of the country has no fucking idea who you people are. You know? Oh, thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you, my friend. This is fucking insane. You know? Yeah, my mother always says if you're constantly who's the problem, you or everyone else. This is wild. But that's the thing. She started her channel with having Kate on because she thought it would get her more clicks and views to put Kate on her channel for the first show. And then, you know, it was all downhill from there because she wasn't really making, you know, the same kind of audience after that. It's like, you don't start, like, that's not, okay, whatever. Bottom line is, this is crazy, all right? The fallout is crazy, but there's more, right? There's more happening behind closed doors you guys don't even know about. So here's a little truth bomb. For your $2 super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. They do act like they're famous and have millions of followers. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? You want to call it slumming? That's slumming, Jess. Okay. Slumming is fighting with a guy for no fucking reason and then throwing these, like, come on, man. Like, is that not slumming at this point? You know? Because she loves telling people what is and what isn't and what is slumming and what ain't slumming. Like, here's an idea. Maybe it doesn't matter what other people do, right? Maybe the mean girl shit is old. Maybe that, you know? Like, I'm a nobody, right? I'm a no one. I'm a literal no one. So I don't know why anybody else would think they're not, you know? It's insane to me. So then she goes on with the inflated sense. Once Mr. Machado found out, he jumped on my Saturday show and gave Brian a verbal beatdown. Is this real life right now? I can't, okay? I can't. Essentially leaving no doubt that not only was what Brian accusing us of was a complete lie, but that my husband wasn't going to allow it to continue. No offense, but what the fuck is he going to do? Allow it? Freedom of speech is freedom of speech, Jess, right? Come on, man. Let's be real here. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. So you're not allowing anyone to do anything. They're going to do whatever the fuck they want, regardless of what you think. It's kind of how it works, right? Yeah? Oh, okay. Just making sure that it doesn't seem like you understand how freedom of speech works, right? Like you or your husband don't get to tell people what they're going to talk about or not talk about. They're going to talk about whatever the fuck they want. It's really that simple, okay? Essentially leaving no doubt that not only what was Brian because it was blah, 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 husband was going to allow it to continue. I think my husband asked to meet him in person and have that conversation face to face, but shortly thereafter, Brian deleted all the tweets. Is that right? I'm guessing he deleted the tweets just like he said because he was done dealing with the nonsensical bullshit, right? He deleted the tweet, so he must be bowing down is utterly absurd and ridiculous. Okay, it's crazy. This is a crazy train. All right, this is what I mean, right? Aiden can speak for himself. Okay, why do these people feel the need to keep doing his dirt for him? It's amazing to me the level that these people are willing to fucking go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Critical Mass said, I find it so very amusing that all these staunch free speech advocates block anyone who disagrees with them. Karen Reed is guilty. Kearney was always in it for the money, the Lexus, and the promises they made when he was hired or recruited. That's true. He was always in it for the money. Let's be honest. All right. Let's just be honest. Okay. See, this is patently false. This person can have the opinion that she's innocent, but she is absolutely. Oh, I thought she said she was found innocent. I'm like, there's no such thing as found innocent. That's not a thing. Blocking people is weak, especially when they talk about you behind a block. My block list is empty. I'm saving that for someone. No, it's not weak. I block people all the time because there are just people who are just horrible human beings, and I have the right to just block them so I don't have to look at their shit or them. And then, of course, here comes a turtle rider. Hey, crybaby, your toupee is awful. Like, is that real life? Let's tell life. Clear turtle riders that just say shit, you know? This person says, Brian, hold your head high and forge on. Sure, we all have said things we have to backtrack on, but in the years I've been following you, I've owned up to shit. Always remember this. What people say and do is a direct reflection of them and has nothing to do with you. I can definitely agree with that. This is a mature response. Keep focusing on your passion and do the right thing. Everything wonderful will fall into place. I respect you. And then why the fuck is she? You rang. Here's just Machado on this post saying you rang 9 minutes ago. Is that real life? You know what I mean? Like, what the? He was talking about TV, okay? Wasn't talking to you. It's like, let the adults speak. Let the adult males speak. You know, we don't need extra people in the room causing a ruckus for no real reason whatsoever. Right? He's a big boy, you know. Some in-laws can be mind-numbing. Girl, listen, I know. My ex-husband's family is nuts. Never alone. Not over here. This person, all the drama is ridiculous. It's old and disappointing. I won't continue to follow or support the ones who constantly trash other creators. Seems like this keeps getting worse. It does get worse and worse and worse and worse. He was at JFK's party. Who was? LTL was at JFK's party? I'm confused. This person said she's another disappointment. Let her go. Adios. She's just like TV drama, stirring the pot. Let those two implode on each other if they haven't already. And they will, eventually. Who cares what her husband has to say except her leftover TV writers? They're dirty. They both can wallow along with Blair. Jess seems like a miserable person. Also, she's an idiot. Kathy said, and just before you shove another cheeseburger down his throat, everyone cried when Karen was exonerated. So don't you dare criticize anyone. Another loudmouth ones are like Tennessee trash bag. Okie doke. Nurse Kim is one of Turtleboy's people, so he said, I wonder how he feels about just calling her out multiple times, calling her a complete liar and a fraud. See, this is the problem, right? What people don't realize is if you think that Turtleboy behind closed doors is like Team Nurse Kim, he's not. He's trashed her a million times behind closed doors too. So this is like this is cray cray, right? Ariel Small says, we all see what a fake bitch she is. I really liked her before she started shit with you for no reason other than to make herself relevant when Karen Renew slowed down. She's going to do what she did to you, to everyone else, and eventually people will see her for who she really is. Mel said, just block me because I called her out, so I'll put it here. She will be TV's downfall. She had KP on her show, and she claims that was a good move because people tuned in. We only watched because we thought you were going to call her out, but you acted like best friends. Dana Lindsay said she made nasty comments about another woman and I called her out blocked. That's fine. I do believe she's a duff. I don't know what that means. Alonzo said you're the biggest fucking want to be on the planet. You're an embarrassment. Whiny, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this has to be, once again, another, sock account of the turtle. Here's the thing, right? People have the right, and I don't think LTL said anything that was disrespectful in all of this. I think the way he wrote the post was, as adult as it gets, but why? What was the reason for Jess to get involved in that at all? What was the reason? There was no reason. None. Zero. Has nothing to do with her. Has to do with Aiden and her. Aiden and him. Aiden and LTL. Right? Here's the part that gets me. Right? And she loves talking about other people. Right? The other day, she couldn't wait to trash Meredith and say a bunch of shit that just was patently false. Right? And after she did that show, and I did my show, sort of going over what she said and pointing out the things that are just not true, and the things that could be true, by the way, I get a message. I didn't see it until the next morning, but I get a message on X. And who sends that message on X to me? But Jess herself. What? Like, listen, lady, okay? I tried to be civil with you once when you were doing a story that had nothing to do with any of this, right? Tried to be civil with you then. You didn't want to engage. Cool. I had a family that wanted their story out, family from Massachusetts, who was in shelter and had emails and text messages with the state, and I had helped them as a volunteer advocate. And she was starting to do stories on that from this state, right? Oh, yeah. And so I reached out and was like, hey, we might not like each other, but this is an important topic, right? And she just didn't respond. Cool. She's the one who was doing stories on it, not me, right? Cool. So after I do now, mind you, once again, I publicly said I'm not a fan. Never been a fan of hers, especially after she did this whole, all these articles on Lindsay that didn't bother reaching out to the subject of your reporting, right? Subject of your reporting, you don't reach out to until after you write these things about her, which was basically just doing Aiden's dirty work for him to trash his ex. Seems like we're doing that again, right? Seems like that's the road she's certain doing. Yeah, this was right after I did that show the other day, right? So I did the show the other day on her show that she did and the things that she said about Meredith and what was true and what wasn't, right? Sort of calling out the lies that we're lying about here. Like, we're sitting here saying, like, oh, well, Aiden hasn't attacked her because they're just, he likes her as a friend. That's not why. Let's be honest. That is not fucking why. Aiden has not attacked Meredith publicly because Meredith could burn it all the fuck down for him with the shit that he's done. Okay? That's the shit, right? So this is the nonsense. This is the fucking nonsensical bullshit. I do the show, right? I do the fucking show. And the next morning, what's in my inbox? Jess in my inbox. And this is you guys are gonna love and I quote, she says, "What the fuck is your problem?" ? And I'm like, I'm confused here. Why are we writing a message to me as if like we're friends or something and I just said something evil about you and we were like friends or something? Like, that's no. We've never been friends. We're not fucking friends. And what do you mean? What is my problem? Gee, I don't know, Jess. What would be my problem? I mean, I don't know. You have no problem simping for a turtle who, decides that it's okay to harass and intimidate and threaten other people. He writes hit pieces is what she called it when he wrote it about her. And she still calls it a hit piece because it was filled with lies, right? What makes you think he doesn't do that to other people? I mean, let's be honest here, right? So to have the audacity to even write me a message and say, what the fuck is your problem? We're not fucking friends, Jess, okay? My problem is the fucking lies. My problem is the people who are getting fucking hurt because of those lies. right? Aiden's a horrible human being and you fucking know it. No matter how many excuses you make to yourself, you know that the only reason why you're steaming right behind him is A, for the followers and fucking views, and B, because you're too afraid to get harassed and intimidated and threatened and lied about again by him. Okay? Yeah, that's all she said. I can't show the class because then all my other messages would be shown. It's on X. So I'll have to screenshot it. But nonetheless, I looked at it and I said, I'm not fucking responding to this. I don't owe her a fucking response. I don't owe her shit. What the fuck is my problem? The whole fucking thing is my problem. The whole fucking thing is my problem. The hurting people is my fucking problem. The lying is my fucking problem. And you're contributing to it. So I'm going to call it out. You don't fucking like it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. That was exactly what went through my head immediately after reading it. I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me? Who the fuck? We're not friends. What do you mean? That would be something I would expect from someone who was a friend of mine and I said something about that they were like caught off guard that I would say. That's a response I would expect from someone like that, right? You're my friend and I said something off-putting about you and then you sent me a message being like, what the fuck is your problem? That I would expect, right? I'm not your fucking friend. We've never been friends. I don't like you. I've never liked you. I've been very clear about that, publicly clear about that. So I'm very confused on why I would ever get a message saying, what the fuck is your problem? The whole fucking thing is my problem. The audacity, the actual fucking audacity of Just Machado to even send me a message is fucking mind-boggling. Right? I don't show private messages for a reason anyway. There's no purpose in them, right? There's a reason why I don't just go post screenshots of everybody's personal messages here, there, and everywhere. I don't do that. But the audacity of even sending me a message. What? Make it make sense, dude. Make it make any fucking sense. Right? Is it not obvious what the problem is? I mean, is everybody out of critical thinking skills? I'm confused here. I'm completely and utterly confused. Is it not very abundantly clear what my fucking problem is? I don't know, just the people that come to me that, have to deal with the constant harassment of their lives because of the lies that the sewer turtle tells and that, you have no problem, lying about and backing him up on? I mean, gee, I don't know. I mean, you've admitted multiple times that you're not saying certain things because, basically it would get Aiden in trouble and, he'd be mad about it, That's my fucking problem. You are helping cover up crimes of a man who harms people. That's my fucking problem. I mean, I thought that was abundantly clear to pretty much everybody except for apparently you. I mean, the audacity in my mind, the audacity to even send me a message that says that is so fucking mind-boggling. I was like, is this real life? Am I having a dream? Is Ashton Kutcher going to pop out of the bushes and say I'm being punked in this moment? What the fuck? What? What? I don't understand. That's the thing. I don't. I'm a very clear, right? Very fucking clear. And that sort of inflated sense of self, I think, is exactly why she thought she could send me that message. That sort of inflated I'm important bullshit. Listen, I'm not even important, okay? I'm just another human on planet Earth. Just one more human, Which sign? I think I blacked out. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Did I freeze? I mean, my brain just exploded in that moment. I was like, the fucking audacity. What is my problem? I thought it was pretty clear what my problem was. It just said, what is your fucking problem? That's all it said. That was the email. That's it. I'm like, is this real life? What? The one time I tried to be civil with her, because of the stories that she was doing on like this state and the crisis of our shelters and all of that. I had 3 families I'd helped. One family specifically wanted to speak with her. And I had sent her a message about like, hey, I have a couple things that go with that, right? I didn't delve into all the details, and then she just never responded. So I'm like, okay, cool. I thought it was an important thing to talk about. There are other people talking about it. I'll just give these people to someone else. And I did. But along with all the emails and things that they had written to the state. But what is this? So I'm like, I'm going to give her the same common motherfucking courtesy she gave me when I was trying to be civil with her over an important issue in our state. I'm going to leave her ass on fucking red. Period. She gave me that common courtesy. I'm going to give her that same common courtesy back, right? Let's give that same common courtesy back, shall we? I mean, let's go across the board. Let's just keep it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it across the board. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's all he knows how to do. He's running out of content at this point, I almost, for a second, I went like this. And my husband was sitting next to me when I saw it, and I was like, he's like, what? And I'm like, the fucking audacity. He's like, the audacity of what? And I'm like, just turn the phone and I show him. And then I turned it back to myself. And I just started smiling. He's like, what? And I started busting out laughing. And he's like, what's funny now? And I'm like, the same thing. The same thing. Right? I mean, right? What the fuck? I gotta give you the same common courtesy. I left her ass on red. Same common courtesy you gave me when I was actually trying to be civil for the common good of like our state and what was going on. Like, I'll give you the same fucking common courtesy you gave me. How about that? My fucking problem is the fucking lying and the entitlement and the people who are being fucking hurt by all the bullshit lies. That's my problem. Like, I mean, once again, not a fan of Meredith. I am not a fan of Meredith. I think she needs to take responsibility and accountability for the people that she hurt and stop making excuses for it. But at the same time, we have Jess over here saying things are just clearly, very clearly to anybody with eyeballs and anybody who knows anything that's going on behind closed doors, it just isn't true, right? I mean, come on. I like to be fair, okay? And even if I fucking can't stand someone, what's right is right and what is wrong, all right? It's really not complicated. It's not deep. It's not complicated. It's simple. I'm the kind of person that's like, all right, I might not like this person. They might have said some really awful shit about me. They might even be just a shitty human being. But I'm also not going to sit there and let them get blamed for something that I know isn't true either. Like, this is who I am, right? I don't have to like them. I don't have to be friends with them. I don't even have to ever fucking speak to them. But I'm going to say my piece, right? Like, I'm going to say my fucking, it's right. Thank you, Lisa. I just want to hug you right now because I get a lot of flack. I do. I get a lot of flack from the sort of anti, Karen side of things for, correcting things that are being said that I know to be untrue about people from the free Karen Read side. But here's the thing. The case is over. There's no fucking sides. This whole us versus them bullshit is what caused all this hate and division and anger to begin with, right? There are people who believe she's innocent. There are people who believe she's guilty. If they change their minds, great. I could have some conversations with some people when they're ready and we can talk about the case. That's fine, right? But I think in the grand scheme of things, that criminal case is over. You can't retry her, right? So unless she gets charged with another crime, that part's over. And I would like to kill the hate and anger that came with it. Because if it wasn't for Aiden covering it, I don't think you would have seen that level of hate and anger and people trying to destroy one another and other people's personal lives. I just don't think you would see that. I don't. I honestly don't. You might have people that disagreed, but I don't think you'd have people trying to post pictures of everyone's family and where they live and, how old they were when they fucking, smoked weed and got arrested for it. It's insane. It's nutty. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. Something wrong is still something wrong, even if it's done against someone you don't fucking like, right? It's not exclusive to any one side like Lisa says here. It's just not, right? And I know that I do get flack for it, but at the same time, it's who I am. I can't sit there and ignore it just because I don't like that person. You know what I mean? You know, like Jen Altman. Jess went after her. Okay, I can see where Jen's been mean, right? She's been mean. Nobody's arguing she hasn't been mean. But who the fuck is Jess to talk about who's been mean and who hasn't? Is she gonna look in a mirror? Just asking. You know, just asking. I'm just asking, right? It to me, it's the hypocrisy, right? Is some of these people jumping up here and saying things like Jess does, and then not having that self-awareness of you did the same thing or you're doing the same thing, right? And I am fully self-aware of me calling people out in this moment in time, right? But here's the thing. I have way too many people who come to me emotionally destroyed, all right? And I have a responsibility to those people to not just sit silent and allow all of it to continue on until it gets worse and worse and worse, and then someone else is hurt, and then someone else, and then someone else, and then someone else, and so on and so forth. I've been doing this for 2 years, right? The amount of victims. You can ask each one of those people who I've helped, right? If they came to me and asked for help, did I give them what they asked for? And they're going to tell you yes. I cannot help monetarily. I can barely, afford basics myself. Okay. But I have a lot of knowledge, and I've done a lot of volunteer advocacy work for the last, 18 years, 15 before I ever started a YouTube channel. Okay. And I don't take no for an answer, especially when I know people are being screwed over. I just don't do it. And so I can't sit there knowingly allowing someone else to say things I know are not true about someone else and just say nothing because I might not like them. But I can't do it. I'm not built that way. I'm just not built that way. I'm just not. Some people are, and that's cool, but I am not. I am not, right? I don't have to like the person. That person could have said awful, terrible, horrible things like Meredith has about me. But what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. And I can't just sit there and say, oh, cool, yeah, she's trashing Meredith, and I don't even like Meredith, so who cares? Like, okay, in a way, I feel like it's a little bit of karma for Meredith, a little bit. But at the same time, I think to sit there and say something like, oh, well, she just needs to move on. Well, I don't see that she hasn't moved on. And I don't think that should be used as an excuse to why you're sitting there saying that she did X, Y, or Z, considering, as far as what I understand from the people involved in all of that, is that she didn't even hear the recording until after Karen had already accused Aiden of recording it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just the evidence isn't there to say that she did it. You know what I mean? It's just not. Again, there's a big difference between publicly accusing someone and privately speculating with people and trying to figure out what's going on. There's a giant difference. Once you're publicly accusing people of things or saying things about people in a matter-of-fact way, these turtle riders take it to heart, think it's automatically true, and they spread it like wildfire. And that becomes something people talk about as very matter-of-fact, right? Something that they know is true when it's not true, right? I've literally had it happen to myself. I know. And not being fully aware of how that affects people's actual lives is something that more people need to get fucking hip on, because you can't just say something without knowing it to be true, because you could really hurt someone's life, someone's actual real life, Which chat was he in? I must have missed that. Did JFK go live? No? Exactly. There's a way to go about it and a way isn't. Like, if Jess has a fucking problem with Meredith or Jen Altman, like, okay, like a normal human, send them a fucking message. You weirdo. Like, send them a fucking message. You guys were friends at one point, right? To get on, to me, it feels like she's just getting on her show on purpose to do this for clicks. And it's like, if you were never friends with them, I could understand not reaching out, right? I could understand that. Like, what's the point of reaching out to someone you've never liked, you've not been friends with? Like that, cool, I get it. But they were friends, right? So I feel like at least the first common courtesy should have been to try to communicate. And then if that didn't work, then fine, take to your platform and do what you will at that point. But not just straight to the platform and, saying things that most people know are not true, but then you're feeding it to other people who wouldn't know that it's not true. That's not okay. What chat was James Jackson in? Well, Christina, I have heard from people who said to me, like, they have questions. They're not ready to talk about it yet, but they do have questions and they would like to have that conversation in the future. And that's all I can hope for, right? Is that later on people want to have that conversation over again in a respectful, civil discussion way. And maybe then they'll, have an open mind. What is it? Yeah. Yep. It was a dig. He dressed up as JFK for Halloween. Yeah, you're correct. You're absolutely 100% correct. It's exactly what he did. I can't. It's just not built that way, dude. Not built that way. He was mocking JFK because he's a loser and he has nothing better to do than mock people. He thinks that's like the new fun. What he doesn't seem to understand is most of his viewers don't, they came for a case, and so a lot of them are just like, no, we're out. This is too cruel and violent, mean, and he'll just end up back with the same 30,000 subscribers, half of which are hate viewers and watchers, and the other half are just very unstable individuals that think it's hilarious to make fun of other people until he does it to them. And then when it happens to them, then it's a problem. Of course it's not going to help him. Of course not. We know that, right? We know that. James Jackson said something is going to happen. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know shit about that. Yeah, it's not very credible in my book at this point, Tesco's a way past. TV joked about it this morning saying, oh, I wonder what's going to happen today, and laughed. I have no idea what that is. No idea. Oh, I'd have to look, my friend. I'd have to look. Let me check it out. I haven't checked Revolut in so long because nothing ever really comes in there, so. And I don't know what the notifications for some reason on some of these don't pop up right away. Favorite quote of mine: whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he's not become a monster. That's very true. It's very, very true. I mean, you have to weigh the good with the bad and sort of keep who you are. Yeah, that's crazy, Carol. I'm going to have to look into that. I didn't know. Where was this? Oh, he was in TV's chat. Interesting. I'm opening Revolut, so give me a second. My phone is so old that it takes forever to open up. No, cancel. Oh, what are we doing here? What is happening? I went into apps and I accidentally hit the button to download something. Oh, now it's. Oh, fuck's sake. Apparently, in Aiden's chat, apparently. I think she said last night. The moment he called OJO's mama, see you next Tuesday, was it for me? A lot of people say the same thing. I mean, that's not okay. I don't care. What world do you live in that it's okay to speak badly about the family of someone who passed away? That to me is right over the line. Right over it and into, cuckoo land. Like, what the fuck would ever make you think that that's okay? Ever. That's not normal behavior. That's not normal behavior. You don't do that shit, dude. You just don't do it. Continue. I gotta sign in now. God damn it, Revolut. It signed me out. I gotta remember which email I used for this thing. Hello? Trying to hit the button here. Let's try my regular email. I have one for the show, one for important stuff, and then one for the not so important shit. Okay. Let's see. Hello. right? I mean, that's weird, right? To do that, it just seems strange to me. I mean, at all, like these sort of attacks. But once again, this is the kind of shit these people do. Hold on. Come on. Come on. I forgot my password to this stupid thing. Now it wants to take a picture of me because I forgot my password. Wonderful. Come on, phone. Yeah, I'm fully aware of it this morning. They said something about it not containing sexual stuff, but that's not a requirement. So I'm confused as to why they downgraded it. It doesn't require any sexual anything. So, oh yeah, right? That they will. That's content to them, Jesse. What do you mean? Me checking my Revolut is content. What the hell, dude? What do you mean can't bear? Oh my god, this freaking thing. It says hold still, but it moves the thing all around. That makes no sense. Yeah, Donna's. They said something about it not having like a sexual element. It doesn't need to. So it's weird. It doesn't need to have a sexual element. So it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make sense to me, you know? Let's see. No, it's not a problem you caused me. It just signed me out because it only gets used by like 3 people total ever. And it signed me out. So it's signing me back in now. Probably because I haven't had it, like used it in a long time. No, I don't want freaking emails and push notifications. Push notifications are fine, Revolut. I actually love Revolut, to be honest. Let's see. What do we got here? It'll show me automatically here. Over. Oh, here we go. Now if I can find it. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Elaine sends 10 and says thanks for the great show. Appreciate you. And then actually I see one from October 9th that I didn't see before from Trisha. It's 15 from Trisha. Not much, might buy coffee and cookie. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Trisha. I didn't see this before now for some reason. But thank you, ladies, very, very much. I appreciate you. It's Revolut, not Revolution. It's Revolut. It's another app that you can send and receive money on. And you can use it for multiple countries. So say, for instance, you have a friend that lives in Canada or a friend that lives in the UK and you live in the US. You can send money in US dollars to them in Canada and they can exchange it right there on the app. You get a card, just like a regular debit or credit. You can transfer it into your account. You can use the Revolut card itself. It's just another app like Cash App or Venmo, basically. But this one allows you to send and receive money between different countries. So where Cash App and Venmo, you can only use inside the US, Revolut, you can use country to country. Does that make sense? I actually have a code that if you use my code to sign up for Revolut, I think it gives you a certain amount of like extra dollars. for signing up for it. Let me actually see if I can get it for you guys now so I can actually put it in the chat for you guys. Oh no! Rescue puppy passed away? That's horrible. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad. That's very, very sad. Invite friends. Yeah, here we go. Copy invite link. Okay. Now I'm going to send it to Jesse. Jesse can put it in because that's the only way I can do that right now, considering everything's on my screen. So this is the link for Revolut. You sign up. For it and get your own. I paid the extra couple bucks to have my card personalized, and actually my Revolut card says Twisted Tragedies on it, and it's got a little bow, and I was able to, you write things on it and make you have to pay the extra couple bucks towards it, but I love that I was able to personalize. Here, let me show you, because I can show you guys, the numbers are on the back. Hold on. They also have different colors. They have like one's metal, mine's not metal, but nonetheless, this is the color of my 9 numbers and stuff are on the back. So, but it's got a little bow and it says Twisted Tragedies on it, as you guys can see. And I was able to sort of make my own card as pink and goes into blue, but there's a bunch of different colors that you can do. And this is my Revolut card. It has the tap, it has the chip. I can use it anywhere. Just like you could use your Cash App or Venmo card anywhere, or regular debit card anywhere, I can use my Revolut card anywhere. I'm sorry to hear that, Standing Stones. That's awful. Oh, do. It said die, so I was so confused. So, see, it said die, not do. Do, so it's going to have puppies? Yeah, see, you can use it all over the world. You can use it, from country to country. Not die, yikes. You can have puppies. You can have all the puppies running around. I love that. That's still happening. She said it will go back to municipal. She said she's fine. She's sick of him. In time, he'll pay for the piper the right way with the court. I don't know why they downgraded it. They said it had to have some sort of sexual element to it, but that's not true. The statute doesn't require it have to have anything sexual in it, which is weird to me. But nonetheless, even downgraded, it still goes back to municipal court, so it's still a criminal charge nonetheless. They're just not indicting, I guess. If it goes back down to the municipal court, it's still court. It's still court. Oh, I guess it's due. She accidentally wrote die. So the dog is due. So that means puppies, guys, puppies. That means puppies. Yeah, he still has another one too. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, yeah, what kinds of puppies? What kinds of puppy? I forget. What kind of puppies we get? Oh, I love that. A female mix, a tan pup with white legs. Oh, what a cutie. I love it. What a cutie. I love that. I love it so much. I know. You can. Oh, are you in the Discord? You can put a picture of it in the Discord. We have like a whole pet section, and I love that we have an entire pet section. We see everybody's animals all the time. All right. So let me hold on, let me take this down for a second here. I need to check something before I keep that on the screen. Hold on. So Danielle Sarrazin on X actually I gotta show you guys this. It's so funny. Okay. Ready? As you guys can see this, she wrote a picture of Turtleboy, and it's because if you guys remember when I called him a wrinkly ball sack, it is literally it says ET, the extra testicle, and it's a wrinkly ball sack. I said, I can't control what comes out of my mouth sometimes. That's why I like give the same problem. I can't sometimes. It just flies out, guys. It's not my fault, okay? Batman. My daughter does the hilarious, she goes like this and goes, I'm Batman. I kid you not. It's so funny. I'm like, you are a trip, kid. Oh, no, that's terrible. Yeah, sometimes you have stuff. I have a friend, obviously, that takes care of dogs. Actually, I have two friends that both have their own companies with dogs. One is here in Mass, one's in a different state. But they are both probably the best people when it comes to animals, and they just know what they're doing. They're like dog whisperers, they are. But they see, some pretty tragic stuff that happens like that once in a while, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad when it does, But yeah, now you're going to have puppies running around, right? Now you're going to have puppies running around. So stinking cute. I love it. It's so cute. I was just checking to see, let's see, hold on. Let's see what, I can't, gross. Okay. So, she has a response an hour ago. This is just his response an hour ago. I was tagged in this original post, by someone else. Like, let's get real here. I'm not defending Aiden in any way. I'm talking about my own experience with Brian, something I did a long time ago. If Brian wants to go after Aiden, it's his funeral. I didn't use Brian for anything. He was the only person who I knew had a direct line to the Reed family. Doesn't that sound like using someone? Just saying. You're saying you're not using someone, but then you're saying he was the only one who had a direct line to the Reed family. Isn't that using him exactly for that? I mean, I'm just saying. Isn't that exactly what you just said? I'm confused here. Okay. I think it was well documented that because of the randomizer, I was barely offered access to the courtroom. Reporting on the trial was my actual job, not a hobby, like it is for Brian. I beg to differ with that. I beg to differ. I honestly beg to differ that, it was my actual job, not just a hobby. Let's be honest here, okay? The trial itself wasn't your job. It's something you wanted to do, and the Fall River Reporter let you do it. That's something you were interested in wanting to do. It's not something they assigned to you, number one. Number two, again, this is trying to take a dig at someone who does do YouTube for a living. So you're taking a dig at Aiden because that's what he does, right? And Brian has another job as far as I understand it, and he does do YouTube as a second job, but it's still a job nonetheless, right? He works in retail. So what? So he can't do YouTube as a second job, or just because, just Chato said so. It's not a job because he works in retail already. So if I had another job outside of this, then that means I don't work in YouTube. That's fucking diluted. Like come on. I used all my resources to try and get a seat, including asking Brian to see if Nathan had an extra seat. This isn't what you think it is, Brian. That sounds like you used him. Even though you're saying you didn't, you're admitting you did. So, I mean, I don't really know how you go about saying you didn't when you just admitted that you did. I used all my resources. Well, your resources are you wait for your name to be pulled in the randomizer. That's kind of how it works. And then you get a seat. It's a randomizer. For the sake of privacy of some people involved, I will not elaborate on the Nathan interview, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Cool. Well, Brian already said that, he already kind of elaborated. So if it was a financial loss to you, paying me to be on, that has nothing to do with me. You asked me to come on, you offered to pay me, and I took the money. Yeah, that sounds real good. Mm-hmm. Your show sucks and you needed to pay me to be on it. End of story. I mean, yes, wallflower, thank you. Exactly. Right? Excuse, it's your funeral, number one. Number two, we're saying things out of one side of the mouth and then saying things out of the other side of the mouth. Make it make sense, okay? So she said, you asked me to come on, you offered to pay me, and I took the money. Your show sucks, and you needed to pay me to be on it. Well, if his show sucked, why'd you take the money to go on it? Seems like you only want to say his show sucks after you were on it and after you don't, quote, get along with him anymore. See, that's the kind of shit that I don't like, right? You liked his show just fine when he was paying you to be on it. Didn't suck then, did it? But now it sucks. Sucks because, you know, he paid you to be on it, and now you don't like him, so now it sucks. I mean, let's be fucking honest here. Let's be fucking honest here. Come on, man. Like, was that unnecessary? Like, no, it wasn't. Of course it's a veiled threat. That's what these people do best, are veiled threats. And then, oh, I didn't threaten anybody. Oh, okay, cool. Sure you didn't. Whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep at night, sure thing, right? She said, it still sucked when I was on it. That's on you, not me. Okay, you wouldn't have went on it if it sucked. Let's be real. Maybe you just suck at this. Go back to watches and BMWs, although from what I heard, I doubt they'd have you. Okay, once again, what is that, like, from what I heard? What you heard might not be true. That would be called a rumor, right? Right. So exhausting. Yeah, they do it through it. And they also use them as a shield and a sword all at once. It's like, dude, say it with your own fucking chest, right? Don't use a shield and a sword with him. Say it with your own chest and your own fucking integrity when you're going to say some shit, dude. Don't fucking use it as a shield and a sword. Like, oh, Aiden's my friend. Like, nobody fucking cares. If you're going to say something, say it standing on your own 2 feet, backing yourself. You know? And you of course have the right to do that, you know? Anybody who tells you otherwise is just somebody trying to control you or your money or who you donate to or who you support or whatever, you know? You know, and that's a good thing, Wallflower. Wanting more information is always a good thing, my friend. Always. You know? And I'm betting that by watching other people, you can probably tell who's genuine and who's not genuine, right? Like, who's telling the truth and who's just saying shit for the ultimate click. Like, I love when people come here and go, you're a grifter. I go, do you know how much money I made today? A whopping, what, 20 bucks? Like, stop it. Stop with the fucking stupidness and the madness, please, for the love of God. Stop saying shit that just is patently fucking false, right? If I was a grifter and I was just gonna only cared about money, a long time ago, I would have just kept saying FKR from the rooftops and kept bringing in the money that I was bringing in the beginning. I chose not to do that because that's not where the evidence led me, right? In my opinion. So even though it wasn't the popular opinion, it is what I believed in and I stood for it. So I love when people say that most ridiculous comment to me or something like, oh, get a job. This is my job. Why don't you tell you to get a job? Oh, you don't want to tell? Oh, so he can work for YouTube, but nobody else can. Got it. Make sense. Got it. Sure. Rules for everyone else but him. Understood. Got it. Got it. You're going to have to rewind all the way to the beginning later, Scorpio, because I told everybody about my beautiful pens that I love so much. And I was like, God damn, Scorpio's not here, but I still have to say it. Still have to say it. You know? And I love, there are a ton of people that just sit in the bushes and watch what I say, and they can't comment. I mean, there's almost 600 people here right now. There's 436 people watching on X and 140 watching on YouTube. Right. Well, that's the problem, right? There's always another fucking intention. And another chat saying, mock me and saying, well, see, that's not okay. Why is it okay? But why is it not okay that you support anybody you want to? Like, that's the part that I don't get. Why is that not okay for you to support anybody you want to support? I don't understand. Why is it up to them to decide who you support and who you don't, as if you need to be shamed into not supporting me? Because that's ultimately what they're trying to do and what they've been trying to do, which is, you know, try to shame anyone else. Like, oh, I saw you in Twisted chat. So, I mean, gross. And it's like, none of those people know me. None of them. None of them. From a hole in the wall. You know? I don't know how any of these people could support him. At all. at all. I don't get it. Like, didn't he show you enough? Well, I know, but it's the point. It might bother other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the ultimate goal, right? Which is for it to bother enough people for them to not chat in my chat or not support the channel. Like, that's the ultimate goal, to get me to shut up and go away, is to do that to people. That's not normal behavior from grown-ass fucking adults. It's just not, you know? Okay, so here's the rest of her diatribe. Why do all roads lead back to me? I'll tell you why. Because there are a ton of fake people on here. And if I'm going to come here and ask my followers to buy into my brand, I'm not going to be fake and lie. I haven't turned on people who supported me. Is this real life right now? I know. I'll check that in a second. Like, what? I'm sorry, but you did. You did ask people to buy into your brand, and you did lie. Oh, he hates my makeup. He hates it. You know, he loves talking about how my makeup is clown makeup, which is so funny to me. Because do you know how many compliments I get on a daily basis, not just from men, but women, and have been paid to do other people's makeup? So it's like a woman who's never watched baseball, right? A woman who's watched baseball, never watched baseball, trying to criticize baseball. That's what that's like. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. That's literally what it's like. So you're making fun of something you don't even understand or know. It's amazing to me. Probably me. He loves talking about me and my makeup. Is it me or is it Lauren? Which one? Couldn't decide, but my makeup is apparently a actual topic of conversation, I guess, which is hilarious to me, because once again, I get compliments from men and women in public all the time. People I've never met before, and I've been paid 1,000,000 times to do people's makeup. So I find it fucking funny. Again, I don't know. He's discussing Lauren again. Why? Because he's just a bully. You know why? Because he's a bully. Yeah, downgraded to harassment. They took off the cyber part, which makes no sense to me. So here's the rest of her nonsense. Oh, God. I haven't turned on people who supported me. Well, the people who supported you say otherwise, right? There are some people who have come to me even who are like, I've supported her and I will not fucking support her anymore. I mean, that kind of sounds like it, doesn't it? I mean, just saying. You never supported me. You supported yourself. Jen Altman never supported me. She's a chaos agent. Nurse Kim pretended to support me, but didn't. I never said a bad word about Mike Crawford, but he attacked me. And unlike you, I have never turned on Aiden, a move I suspect you already regret. See, that's your fucking problem right there. I've never turned on Aiden. You're so afraid of him turning on you, you're willing to do his bidding. And that's the part that really is fucking disingenuous. It really, really is. It's just disingenuous, okay? That's crazy. First of all, what does Jen Altman have anything to do with anything that has to do with Jess? And I'm going to bet that if she sent money to Jess as a way of saying, like, thank you for your content, that's called supporting. That's what that is. That's called supporting someone. That is supporting someone. So you can't say she didn't support you. That's supporting you. That's giving support to you, right? That's buying a membership to your channel, watching your channel, hitting the like button. That's called support. It doesn't have to be monetary. People are still supporting you by doing those things, right? Like, clearly, maybe you don't appreciate it unless it's monetary, but even non-monetary support is support, right? That's kind of the point. So to sit there and say that these people didn't support her, I think is, again, a little disingenuous. Like, come on here. If they're watching your stream, they're in your chat, they're supporting you. You know? Like, come on, man. Mike Crawford, but I don't think Mike Crawford attacked you either. I definitely wouldn't call that an attack. I think it's a little dramatic. And unlike you, I've never turned on Aiden. So what? Let me get this straight. Brian telling the truth and not being bullied is him turning on Aiden? Make that make sense? This whole I expect 100% loyalty and you to hide my crimes and not say anything when I do something that's a little shady that makes other people uncomfortable. Like that's what Aiden demands from people is even if he does something shady that makes people uncomfortable, they shut the fuck up and they don't say anything, even if it's hurting someone else. From what I understand, Brian didn't do that. He didn't just give dead loyalty to this one person because. And again, you don't just get blind loyalty. That's not the way it works. If you do something that people don't find to be something that you should do or something that they're uncomfortable with, they have a right to speak up about it. You cannot demand that they just remain silent or they're not loyal to you and they therefore have turned on you. I mean, that's crazy. That's cult thinking. That's cult mentality. That's that mob mentality bullshit. That's what that is. Yeah, it's his new shtick now. I guess he's on like episode 9 or 8 or 7 of making fun of that chick Lauren. I mean, come on. Listen, I love arched eyebrows, to be fair, okay? When I get my eyebrows done, I usually do a very high, I mean, it doesn't go so high, but I do a high arch in the middle here, and it's kind of like more squared than it is now because it's rounded right now, but usually it's a little more squared, and it's a high arch up and then back down. Mine doesn't go too high just because my eyebrows aren't made that way, but I do a higher arch on my eyebrows just as that's the way it looks better on my face. But to draw eyebrows, and this is something the baker did, right? Put a fake wig on and clown makeup and was trying to be me. Like, you'll never be me, dude. Okay, you'll not even a quarter, not even a quarter as intelligent as I am. Nice try, though. I mean, come on. Did you show your intelligence when you sit there and try to make fun of another woman? I mean, that's crazy to me. It's insanity. But I guess he is still ongoing with that Lauren girl, from what I understand. Oh, part 9. Oh, okay. I wonder why he's doing 10 to 12. Anyone want to take a guess on that? He does a bus stop live and a nighttime live, but now all of a sudden he's doing a 10 to 12 daily show. Anyone? I mean, come on. Common sense says he knows what time certain people are on, dude, Let me look. Hold on, Donna. I'm looking. Downgraded to harassment. Downgrade charge, but it's still a charge nonetheless. Still a charge. It's an indictable offense still. It says indictable offense, cyber harassment, and post obscene material. They dropped like the obscene material with intent, I think. Downgrade charge, harassment, communication in a manner to okay, harass. All right, got it. All right, well, he's still being charged with it, so still being charged. I guess it is running dry. The shit they say are threats, yeah. Apparently they don't, Oh, listen, I know. That's what I told people earlier. Just stay tuned. I mean, there's, like I said earlier in the show, there are these things like a grandfather clock, right? And they're turning. It's like the wheels are turning inside that grandfather clock to make everything else go, right? And so right now there are certain wheels that are turning to make other things turn. And very shortly, we'll just say in November, things are going to start happening. People will start throwing each other under the bus. It'll be eventful at this point. It'll be eventful. Yeah, he's got lots of other, and he's still got the other stuff and other shit going on, and he can't stop himself from committing crime. Yeah. Right. Exactly. It was the style. That's how I know. He is desperate for views. You can say that again. You can say that again, Let's see. Let's read the rest of this nonsensical bullshit here. The problem is, Brian, I've met you, I've talked to you, I can see what people who have never looked you in the eye have seen, and it's that you are dead inside. There is something wrong with you. You live in a space where all you care about is what people think. Newsflash, Jess. Normal people do care, even a little bit, about what other people think. It's normal human nature, kind of how it works, right? You have to train yourself to not give a fuck. You have to train yourself to not give a fuck. That's not something that just comes. That's something you have to train yourself to not give a fuck, okay? Normal people do actually care, even just a tiny bit, about what other people think. It might not be strangers. They might not care about what strangers think. They might care about what their friends and family think, or the people that they love, acquaintances, even maybe even their neighbors. Unlike you, I can stand on my own, on my words, and say things that aren't popular without a group of fake friends pretending to lift me up. It's the opposite. I feel like I've heard that before. Feel like I've heard that line before. Can anybody guess where we've heard that exact line before? Drawing a blank. I don't know. Where could we have possibly heard that before? Like where? 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 If he's up 2,000 this past week, it means he bought them. It means he bought them. That's what that means. He bought them to get back to that number. Anybody? No? Anybody guess where we've heard this exact statement before that I just read that she wrote? Unlike you, I can stand on my own, on my words, and say things that aren't popular without a group. I wonder where we've heard that before. I wonder who's been saying that for, almost 2 years now. It's not coming to me. I'm drawing a blank on who says that all the time. I don't know. Goddamn. Oh, I know. I know where I've heard that before. I know where I hear that daily, as a matter of fact. I fucking say that. That's where the fuck I've heard it. Because I don't just say shit that's popular. We all know this. If I said shit that was just popular, I would make a ton of money. Let's be real here. Let's be honest, okay? Come on. I say it with my chest. I stand by myself to the beat of my own fucking drum and say things, even if they're not popular. I mean, can we be a little original here? I mean, something I say like daily and have for almost 2 years now, but cool, Conspiracy dog walk, Emily? Sweet. You came out against me with bad actors supporting you behind the scenes, giving you that safe level of comfort you need to say something to me. I feel like that's more like what she does. Yes, Jesse, me, yes. I feel like that's what she does, right? To that safe level of comfort, hiding behind like, oh, Aiden's got my back, and it's your funeral. I mean, isn't that what this whole post is written about? Like, oh, well, he's my friend, and I've never turned my back on him, and it's your funeral, and I don't, and then you want to call this man out and say that he's hiding behind people. I mean, again, just saying, seems a little disingenuous when you're hiding behind the sewer turtle and using things like I've never betrayed him, sort of cult mentality, mob mentality bullshit. If someone I love, even a friend, if they did something that's wrong, I, as a friend, don't just pat them on the back and tell them what they want to fucking hear. It's my job as a friend to be like, you're being a fucking idiot. I love you, right? And whose car are we taking? But you're being a fucking dum-dum, and I think you need to stop. That's my job as a friend, right? It's not my job to just tell them what they want to fucking hear and, publicly take their side when they're doing something I disagree with vehemently, or something that's really shitty. Or to just see something they're doing that's really shitty and just ignore it or try to make up excuses for it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fucking do that. Those are called boundaries, right? That's toxicity, and I don't need that kind of toxicity in my life or my family's lives. So if that's the kind of person that you are, I'm going to draw those fucking boundaries, and I'm going to say, that's not okay. That's not disloyal. That's not turning on someone. That is having human fucking boundaries to the way that you are allowing things around you to go and the things that you will allow to happen. If you're allowing other people to be harmed simply because you want to be friends with Turtleboy, that's kind of a fucking problem, no? Simply because you want to be like, oh, that's my friend. Let's all be very clear here. Aiden will turn on Jess just as fast as anyone else. Okay? He'll throw her right under that bus if he thinks it's going to save his own ass. And she has to know that deep down. Let's be honest here. You know? Let's be honest. It gives you a rush of being liked, a supported, a necessary emotion you need to get through life because you know in your heart you have no depth or soul. I hope they make you feel better today. You clearly will need it. That feels more like projection to me. I'm just saying. That really felt more like projection than anything else. That felt like kind of the way she's feeling inside, and that she needs those pats on the back and claps from people. When you learn to have this thing called self-worth, right? You don't need a pat on the back. You don't. You just don't need a pat on the back. Oops, sorry guys. You don't need a fucking pat on the back from anybody. You don't. You do what's right no matter what. And you don't need, the only person's appreciation I need is my family's, my children's, my husband. That's it. I don't need a pat on the back from all of you, even though I love all of you. I don't need it, right? This is the reason why I say things that might piss off both sides, because I'm going to say what I believe in. It might not be popular, might not be what you want to fucking hear, but I'm going to say it, right? I'm going to fucking say it. I just am. I'm not going to sit here and just say shit because it might get me a new click or a new follower. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fucking do it. I refuse. I refuse to just sit here and omit things or lie just cuz. I'm not going to do it. I fucking refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, not fucking sorry. Call it what you want. We've been here 2 hours and 8 minutes. There are many ways, and I mean many, that you can support the show. Mainstream media, other YouTubers are not going to touch half this shit. Big platforms are not going to, fund independent voices like ours. We call leaders and liars in real time. Here at Twisted Tragedies, we drop those truth bombs, as you guys know, not clickbait. Every donation, every share, every like, every emoji, every little bit helps, keep the lights on per se on the show and the mic hot and the truth flowing. And if you're tired of this fake fucking outrage, the projection, the cult mentality, the mob mentality, the pats on the back that these people need from their dear cult leader, or the I have receipts crowd who doesn't actually have receipts, it's all screenshots and they're cropped and they're out of order and they've taken their parts out. And so you lose all of the context in all of it. And they actually don't have anything. That's all they have. Then help fuel this media, right? This independent media where we just say it like it is, right? You can drop a truth bomb donation through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Chime, Revolut, debit or credit. We have a link in the chat. It's pinned to the top. It's also in the description of the video. We do have an Amazon wish list, but we had to make that private. So if you would like that, you can just message me or Jesse or Scorpio, and we'll happily get it to you. Every dollar is a truth bomb, and it tells sort of the algorithm on YouTube and the grifters, the real ones, that independent media isn't just magically going to disappear. We're not going to go away. We're not going to stop helping people. We're not going to stop speaking. We're here, right? We're here. But I need the Truth Squad, which is all of you, help on that. I'm only one small channel of almost 2,800. And without support, I can't do it by myself. So let's make it loud and real, and let's keep the platform exactly what the fuck they're afraid of, which is fearless, independent, and as I said earlier, unfucking twisted. Untwisted at this point, This channel runs on facts, right? And viewer truth bombs, not sponsors, not corporate sponsors that tell us what we can and can't say. There's no corporate leash, no censorship from the turtle, I am on one today. It's just, it irks the fuck out of me when people are holding shit back because they don't want to get somebody in trouble, right? But at the same time, then they're throwing at other people all their hate and anger and projection. And I feel like Jess Machado is doing that, right? Like, she could have just let Aiden and Brian hash out whatever they needed to fucking hash out. She couldn't just do that, right? She's got to jump in for the turtle. Like, he's not capable of doing it himself. Everyone else has to do his dirty work. And then she drags other people into it, per usual. Dragging, Nurse Kim. And I don't know Nurse Kim. I've never met her. I've never watched her show. I know she's on the free Karen Reed side of things, but I don't know her from a hole in the wall. So you dragged in Nurse Kim. You dragged in Jen Altman. You dragged in Meredith. You dragged in fucking whoever else she said helped LTL behind closed doors, which, again, there isn't many people who are helping him behind closed doors. Let's just be honest, okay? So it's just a little ridiculous, if you ask me. It feels more like a projection at this point, right? That's what it feels like. That's really what it feels like. And it's kind of like, at what point do you stop making it? Just don't talk about stuff then. Don't talk about stuff if you're going to have to make excuses for the turtle, right? And then you need to throw everyone else into your chaos mix and then call everyone else a chaos agent. What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? Right? The audacity of that message was amazing to me. It really fucking was. It was ultimately amazing to me. I have a truth bomb. I have a $5 truth bomb that says, keep amplifying the truth. I will try, my friend, the best that I can. I really will. But once again, I can't do that without you guys' help, right? I can only do what I can with you guys' help. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can't get it here. All right, here we go. So yeah, Julie posted it. I talked to Donna this morning, but and I had already known about. Oh, hold on, I'm on the wrong one here. About the charge sort of being downgraded, but I didn't get the okay from Donna to be able to say it publicly. She told me this morning, so I didn't. But it looks like other people did somehow, some way find out. I would like to know how they knew, though, is the question. That's what I'd like to know, because I'm not sure how they found out. But Julie Carpenter wrote, despite what Aiden's minions may say, his New Jersey charge was not dropped. It was downgraded to harassment, which, in my opinion, is a more appropriate charge. He will still face the hurdle of being out on bail if this charge sticks. All of this is his own doing. He initiated contact with the alleged victim solely to provoke and irritate, because according to him, she didn't donate money to him, which is so absurd. And so here it is, and it shows that it was downgraded to harassment. Still a charge nonetheless. And again, like I said, stay fucking tuned on that. There's other shit in the works with him. He can't get out of his own way. There is another victim, remember, in New Jersey. And I highly doubt, like I said before, she's magically going to let that go. As I wouldn't if I was her. So I'm just saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This isn't the end of it. Oh, absolutely. Space Coast 772. I agree with you. It's unfortunate, but I don't think he knows how to do anything else. He doesn't really know how to read a legal document, so he can't do other cases. That's just the truth, Oh, by the way, Casey, if you're watching on the replay, my friend, your sweatshirt that you bought from the shop it should be out for shipment. Yesterday, I got the thing on my shop telling me that it should be shipped, and I guess one of mine was shipped. One of mine was. Oh no, the whole thing? No, two. My two sweatshirts were shipped. My cup was not shipped yet. Cool. But yours, Casey, yesterday. And someone already received their cup. They're sipping on Turtle Tears cup, and they love it, which I love for them. But so Julie posted it. And, she replied here to the Broken Baker and Aiden and said, false. They were downgraded to harassment, which is likely the more appropriate charge. Reminder that his bail is dependent on not being charged with any crime, misdemeanor, or felony. And she's right. It doesn't matter whether the charge is a felony or a misdemeanor. You're charged with another crime, you can have your bail revoked. It's really that simple. Doesn't matter if it's a misdemeanor or felony. It doesn't make a difference. It's another charge, period. And once again, here you have people who have no fucking idea what they're talking about saying shit. First of all, Broken Baker should stop talking about anything that has to do with the United States because he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. And he sounds like an idiot. He doesn't even bother doing research at all. And that's abundantly clear. He gets the dog whistle from the turtle. He wants those viewers. He wants the Blair's viewers. So he gets the dog whistle from those people and sort of watches what they do and then goes right off of what they do and does the same thing. It's getting old. It's like one circle. This person talks about it and then all these people fall in line. It's like one giant fucking circle jerk. A clusterfuck circle jerk. You know? I know. I'm excited for people to have some of my merch. You know, this is my first big merch drop in a store. I think it's like 23 items right now or something like that. But I do absolutely love that there are so many options for you guys. And you guys, like I said, you asked for a blanket, you got a blanket. There's now a blanket, a Sherpa blanket in the store for all of you. And I love that so much. The sweatshirts look super fluffy, and I'll now have 2 separate ones that I can wear on the show that you guys can see, sort of not in person, but almost, virtually. You'll be able to see it. And I do plan on buying some of my own ornaments. I don't make anything off of them if I buy it out of my own shop because I get a discount, but I will have it to sort of show you guys, which is nice. And I will take you guys' instruction on what else to put in there that you might want to purchase. We have the t-shirt right now with the logo, and then we have the sweatshirt with the logo. We have the Justice for the Silenced hoodie. And I changed it to put Twisted Tragedies also on the arm of it. Wrapping paper. Some countries will be able to buy the wrapping paper. The ornaments, the stickers. We have the Massachusetts is a Twisted Tragedy bag. And then the mouse pad that says objection, speculative, and stupid. And then we have our doggy stuff. We have our pet bowl that says Twisted Tragedies on one side, logo in the middle, and then it says, I'll show you right here, Truth Hound on the side. Truth Hound's on this side, Twisted Tragedies on that side, and the middle is our logo. And look at the puppers. There's 2 different sizes, 32 ounces and 18 ounces for your puppers. And then there's also the bandana, which comes in small, medium, large, and extra large. Your puppers, your fur babies. And then we have our Sippin' on Turtle Tears cup and our Sippin' on Turtle Tears water bottle. And this one comes with a straw lid, which is nice. And then the new blanket that I put in there that I took hours to make last night for you guys. You asked for it, you shall receive. And there are 3 sizes on that too. I kind of want this middle one here. Look at that thing. That looks so fluffy. Does that not? Look at this corner of this blanket here. Does that not look like the fluffiest thing? Ooh, conspiracy dog walk. I mean, look how cool it looks on a little couch. Like, look at that. Like that, I almost want to I would hang that blanket on the wall. Like, I feel like it's one of those, I need to make, like, photos. Like, like posters out of it. I feel like that would be fun. Get my own poster for the background. But that blanket looks so comfy. I may have to have my husband buy me one for my birthday. Well, my birthday is next month, so. Conspiracy dog walks? I love conspiracy dog walks. Ooh, I'm expected to get mine cup on Halloween, and then let's see, where's this other one? Just the cup, it says it's supposed to be here on Halloween. But what about the other one, goddammit? Okay, this one is expected. It just says between the 31st and November 3rd for that one. Gosh darn it. I really like the blanket too. Yeah, I'm like, listen, when I get extra money, I'm going to buy it. I haven't, not doing so hot in the money department lately, so I don't have the extra dollars and cents to spend on it right now. But when I do, I'm going to get it. I am, because it looks so fluffy and warm. I need to get an ornament first because I have to put an ornament for my own show on my tree. I mean, it's a given. You know what I mean? It's an absolute given. You have to do that. That's a thing. It's an absolute thing. All right, let me see if I have anything else for you guys, or if I'm. Hold on, I gotta look here. I get so many spam. Does everybody else get so many spam messages? It's a little ridiculous the amount of spam messages I get. Interesting. I mean, here's the thing. You think this is this little LTL Turtleboy Jess Machado tiff is interesting? This is going to get worse over time. 4 minutes ago. He's got to respond. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. It says, since July 2025, the parody account BLT Media, YTC, has shadowed me, appearing just as I announced my mass press pass approval in July 2025. Early posts were low effort, but by mid-August, the tone shifted, tagging a journalist in quotes, formerly in my orbit and leaning into personal jabs. Funny how the timing of this account attacking me starts right around the announcement of my press pass, and within a few weeks, a certain person starts publicly directing personal attacks at me. After I blocked the account and not getting a reaction, a YouTube channel with the same icon and name began popping up in multiple chats by September, continuing to parody me. So let's put this to bed as to the identity behind this account by offering this challenge. I will donate $250 to your favorite charity or justice cause. If you get on Spaces within the next 24 hours, turn on your camera by hosting with a sign, date, account name, and reveal the coward that you are. Full face, no bandana, no wig, no voice changer, no bullshit. If the coward behind this account really stands for charity or justice rather than spinning up bullshit between people, here's an opportunity to do something good for someone or some cause that could truly benefit from it on my dime. I know you're a weak, inept coward that has to hide behind a veil and won't accept my challenge, so I'm not going to hold my breath. With that being said, have fun continuing to focus your ultimate time and attention on me while I continue living rent-free in your head. It must be exhausting. Keep posting, Cupcake. So it's to that BLT Media parody account. That's basically, so LTL is tagging the BLT Media account. So somebody said, that's a mature response. Keep focusing on your passion. Do the right thing. Everything wonderful will fall into place. I respect you. And then BLT Media said that's the opposite of a mature response. His lawyers had a big write-up. Of course he does. Let's remember, his lawyers are not that intelligent. All right, to be honest. That's okay. It's my take on it. But his lawyers are here for the clicks and, like, the one from that area, he's only for the clicks and views. And if you go back years into Bettero's Google reviews alone, you'll find that people years before the Karen Reed trial said that they dropped him as an attorney because all he cared about was, like, media and public attention. What does that tell you? I mean, the guy's not too intelligent either. I literally had to argue with him about a law here in Mass, and that murder too does not require intent here in this state. And he argued with me, didn't bother to look it up, didn't bother to care whether it was true or not, just I'm a lawyer and everybody should believe me and it requires intent. So I had to post the portion of the law that shows murder too does not require intent here in the state of Massachusetts, sir. Maybe before you open your fucking mouth, even as a lawyer, you should know what the fuck you're talking about. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't make it so that everything you say is just true. That's not the way it works, right? If I have to argue with you and I am right, and you're the lawyer, don't you think it makes you look like a fucking idiot? We're not talking about people who are intelligent here, okay? These lawyers aren't lawyers I would ever hire. Bradel cuts corners. He lies to the court. That's been proven numerous times. I would never use him. He's a skis bag. And Beto couldn't be bothered to even look up a law in another state he doesn't practice it before he argued it. That doesn't sound like people who are fucking thorough with what they're doing. Just say. So anything either one of them have to say to me is fucking laughable at this point. You know? Again, I don't watch him. But if anybody else knows if Donna was brought up today, please let me know. Or her know. Either one. You know? Yeah, needs to be reported. Correct. 100%. So if anybody hears anything that has anything to do with Donna, please let us know. Of course. And then LTL said, nah, he couldn't conceptualize a word like pontificate. I think it's no life, never seen a dentist, thinks he's a tough guy loser from Tennessee. So Kathy thinks it's Lehrer. And so LTL's basically saying he's not smart enough to use the word pontificate. So it couldn't be him. Talked about Lindsay. Can you send me that clip, please? Do you have that clip? Can you send it to me? Please clip it for me and send it to me, my darling. Oh, yeah, I should probably ask Carol. That's a good question, you know? It was discussed this morning during his LTC show as soon as he got off the phone with his attorney. Lindsay was, or Donna, or both? Donna was, after he got off the phone with his attorney. Well, his attorney clearly didn't tell him correctly that the charge was not dropped. Thank you, Christina. Wasn't dropped, just downgraded. That's not dropped. Not by a long shot. Clearly, they're not dropping it. Yeah, they both have orders. That's why. They both have orders. He can't talk about either of them. So, you know. Trying to see what else. I'm sure that was responding to. Oh. I'm so confused on what this is a response to, but cool, I don't know. Clowns? Absolutely. That last emoji that you have, clowns. So, Jesse, that stuff happened a long time ago. That stuff's been over for a long time. I know you guys are just learning about that stuff with Paul now, but that stuff was that's not now. That happened a long time ago. So that stuff's been over for a long while. BLT blocked me for just asking a question of him, not an attack or anything. I unfollowed maybe a day or two later. I was unblocked, didn't refollow, but just wants views to rile people up. Of course. See, shocker. You know, shocker. You know, I have lots of sort of good news coming in the works here shortly. I feel like, yeah, we're at the 27th. So I would say November is going to be a month. I'm hoping for a good birthday present for some of these things. You know, like some of these things would be the best birthday gifts you could ever give a girl. It was between 7:30 and 8 West Coast time. Interesting. Yes and no. Yes, so that I'd have to explain it to you like privately because some stuff I can't divulge right this minute, but I'd have to explain it to you later when I get off. Because the answer to that is yes and no. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's not like an easy answer to things. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts. I've like all at once. That's the thing. Like lots and lots of moving parts here. And that's why I say, like, there's a lot of things going on that not everyone knows about, and it becomes, there's a lot, you know. I'm one person, and sometimes, I mean, even I get overwhelmed sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, even I get completely overwhelmed. So right now, I don't have what I need to go over this next thing yet. I'm waiting for like one more thing before I do all that. So I'm going to wait on that other thing that I was going to go over. And there's a lot of things happening right now, like today. There's a lot of like different things happening. So cool. All right. So we've been here 2 hours, 32 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up here. I need to go eat something. I'm starving. And I got some laundry I got to fold, and did the dishes last night. I think there's only like 2 dishes in the sink, thank God. Because there was like 10, and that aggravates me. So there's only 2 left. Pot in a pan, and that's it. But I'm going to go do all that stuff. I think, what's today? Today's Monday, so I got to think about this, but if I have time, I'll do another live later. If I get what I'm sort of waiting for that I can go over, then I'll do a second like live stream later. But if I can't get that done, then I'll have to wait, I think. Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, but it's not. That's why I said I gotta explain to you later, because it's not like a yes or no. It's not that. It's way more complicated than just it's not everything is like a gray, you know, sometimes everything isn't black or white. There are gray areas, and there were other, I'd have to explain it to you fully for you to understand what I mean, because I'm not going to do it any justice here probably, because I can't say certain things. So I'll have to tell you later. But yeah, it's already 2 o'clock anyway. So, all right. If I have time, I will attempt to do another one later if I get everything I need to go over that other thing. If not, I say this. I say stay tuned. I say keep an eye on my Twitter. I say if there's something important that needs to be said before I'm going to be live, that's the place that I would say it, is either Twitter or Discord. But if I put it on Twitter, then I'd put it in both places. So I'd say keep an eye out. If you're in the Discord, keep an eye there, and if you're on Twitter, keep an eye there, because that's where I would say something. I love your stinking faces. Do me a favor on your way out, or if you're a replay crew, please help support this channel. We are just a little channel in a big pond, and without your help, I can't keep this choo-choo train running, right? And we can't keep the truth bombs flowing if I can't cover the costs associated. So I love your stinking faces. There's a million ways to support. We have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Chime, Revolut for those of you. I gave Jesse the link for Revolut. I'll edit the video description and drop that in there too. But I gave it to Jesse. She can put it in chat. So if you sign up for Revolut, I don't know what the benefit is. You get something extra for using the link that I give to sign up. I think both people do. But then if you have family out of the country or in Canada, you can send and receive money all over the world with Revolut, which is what I love about it, because you can't do that with Cash App and Venmo. That's just in the United States only. You can use PayPal too, but their exchange rates are much better on Revolut, to be fair. And so I love your stinking faces. If you're on my replay crew, obviously any donations that come in, I will read them on the next live if they come in when I'm not live anymore. And I always make sure that I start off by saying thank you and end by saying thank you, because I appreciate any and all support that comes from you guys. You can also support by hitting the like button, the subscribe button. Make sure you change your little bell notifications to all, so you get all of the notifications when I am live. There is all sorts of different ways to support all your favorite creators, and definitely subscribing and hitting the like button is one. Writing comments on that video when it's not live anymore, that's another way. There's that new thing that's called hyping a video. That's another new way, especially for smaller creators, that was made for. So that's another way to help support a smaller creator. And I guess I will hope that everybody has an amazing afternoon, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Love y'all. Bye.